Okay, so I did the South Nation, and on the map here you can see that it is located at the southern tip of Vancouver Island. And then the South Nation has two reserves, and the first reserve is on the 41 hectare area between Sooke and Vancouver, and then the other 26 acre reserve is along the main road. Between Sooke and Vancouver. So those are where the two reserves are located. There's approximately 251 people that live in the area, and it is governed by one chief and two councillors, and the current chief right now is Gordon Plains, who's been chief since 2008. Looking at the traditional way of life, historically it's been a very large ocean culture. And in 2013, they had the tribal journey, which is essentially a sailing of canoes from one end of Vancouver Island all the way down into the lower end and then down to the States. And it's just to revitalize more of the ocean culture that once was a big part of their history. There's also an art development program that has the initiative or the goal to has community programs, projects, services, activities, and initiatives in the areas of art and culture, heritage and language, education, and training for society members. This is in order to maintain common traditions from contemporary society. There's also traditional food gatherings that began in East Sooke and Mount Wells, and they harvested available fruits and camas. Then they also have community gardens, which grow food that are used in community salads and as well as Meals on Wheels programs. And one of the most prevalent gatherings is the youth gathering, where elders teach traditional ways of harvesting and cooking seafood to the youth. They also participate in prayer circles and blessings. Then, looking at the language of the Sauk Nation, it's a Sinchothan language, and the Sinchothan language is part of the Northern Strait Salish languages, and that's broken up into 5 different dialects. And there are currently 0 fluent speakers in the area. There are 10 who can understand the language somewhat, and then there's 1 person who's currently learning to speak the language. This is according to the first language map of BC. And there is, in order to attempt to revitalize the language, Force Voices did release an app for a phone that allows you to listen to the language and attempt to learn it. So that's out there, as well as the preschool within the area called the Sum Shal That Leilum Preschool. It offers some Sinchothan language within the program, as well as cultural activities. Some of the main resources, and one of the big reasons I chose to do this nation, is because of its environmentally friendly aspects. So it is the first Aboriginal community to be powered through solar power. And just here, so the Sooke Solar, it began in 2008 as a 100-year outlook program, and they were looking at the 7th generation, and the point of it was to reduce their energy output, or their energy intake, and the 4 main goals of the Sauk Nation was food security, economic security, food security, economic security, renaissance of culture and language, and energy self-sufficiency. So that was the whole goal of the whole solar project. And then expanding from that, once it was completed in 2009, they moved into a hot water solar heating system, and they had 40 houses which are now equipped with solar hot water. And from there, then they also worked on an energy consumption, or an energy efficiency program that ended up reducing their total intake by 75% of energy. So that was pretty cool. The greenhouse project, it began in January of 2014, and 335 by 150 foot greenhouses were being built because of a franchise deal that happened with Pacific Coast Wasabi. So the greenhouses are meant to grow wasabi, and the wasabi is then exported to various areas all over Canada and the States. And it's used for sushi, as we all know, and then also it has many properties. such as anti-allergens, antioxidants, anti-cancer, antibiotics, anti-inflammatory, and immune boosts. So that's some of the stuff that they're looking at. And so the cool thing about all of these projects that they have going on is that it's opened up a ton of jobs for people, and it's made them a pretty cool nation. So that's my presentation.